My name is Sarah Chapman and I work at Fairmount Fibers. In the second video of our 5-part series exploring the Dovetail Sweater, we're going to be looking at short rows, specifically the wrap and turn method. We're looking at the back of the Dovetail Sweater, and when we look at the short rows that have been installed in here, you can see that the distance here is going to be deeper than on the front of the neck. Now let me flip to the front of the neck so you can see. Now you can see it's more shallow here. Flipping to the back of the Dovetail Sweater, we add all these extra short rows in for a better fit so that the back of the neck is raised up. Here we are on the Dovetail Sweater. As you can see, I have done the 1x1 ribbing for the neck, and now we're working on the short rows. So we're at the last set of short rows, and I just wanted to show you that you can see the buildup of rows here at the back of the neck. Now when we read the instructions, it says work to 3 stitches before the previous wrapped stitch. How do you know which one the previously wrapped stitch is? It is this stitch right here where you can see the wrap. Also, the gap here is a good indicator. So if I'm going to knit to 3 stitches before the wrap stitch, that would be this stitch. So I'm going to knit to that one, and here we are ready to do the wrap and turn. So when you do a wrap and turn on the knit side, bring the working yarn to the front, slip the stitch, bring the working yarn to the back. You can already see the wrap has now been created. And now we're going to turn the work and slip that stitch to the right hand needle and begin purling. And we'll purl to the other end and now do a purl wrap and turn. Okay, welcome to the back of the fabric. You can see the purl side of the fabric here. We've been working purls to get to the purl end of the short rows. You can see that some short rows have already been worked with the stacked rows here, the gaps from previous wraps and turns right here, and now we're going to work the last wrap and turn row. So we're going to look at the 3rd stitch before the previously wrapped stitch according to the instructions. So here's that previous wrap right here. 3 stitches before that lands me at right here. Okay, so to pull off the wrap and turn, I'm going to bring the working yarn to the back of the fabric, bring this stitch to the right needle, bring the yarn to the front of the fabric, and then put that stitch right back on the left needle. Turning the work, you can see the wrap is pretty evident there, and now we're just going to start knitting to the other end of the fabric. Taking a pause, you can see the wrap is right here. Looking back at the other previous wraps and turns, that little nub is pretty evident. Alright everybody, now we're back at the knit end of the short row and we're going to work on hiding the wraps. This is the part in the instructions where it says knit to marker at beginning of round. And just for a quick reference point, here is my beginning of round marker. So as I move to the first wrapped stitch, here I am, here's the wrap. I'm going to take the point of my right hand needle and go through the front part of the wrap, as you can see here, and then knitwise through that stitch. I'm going to knit through both at the same time. Sometimes you might need a little extra help from your left hand needle, that's totally fine. As you can see, I do need the assistance. Okay. Now we're going to move to the next wrap stitch. Okay, here we are. Another through the front of that wrap stitch. Knitwise through the stitch and just knit as usual. now moving on to another one. Okay, here is the front of the wrap stitch, knitwise. And there we are, all wraps hidden so far, and moving on. As you continue to knit in the round, you're going to hit the beginning of the round marker. As you knit the next couple rounds according to instructions, don't forget to hide these wrap stitches as well. And that concludes the short row section. We're now ready to move on to our third video, which looks at color work.